Hey, welcome back. It's your brother Daffy again with another tutorial. In this video, I want to talk about file permissions in Linux. This is one of the most important concepts in Linux as it controls who can access and modify files and directories. In our previous video, we saw how to create a simple bash script, and I showed you how important it is to have the privilege to execute the file. Okay. So before we go there, let's understand the concept of file permission first. So file permissions in Linux are an important aspect of the operating system security and functionality. And as I said, they control who can access and modify files and directories. And this is very crucial in keeping your system secure. So we normally have more than one user who have the access to your files. And in Linux, it's either we have three categories of users. It's either the user or the owner of the file, and there is owners group and others. Okay, so the file permissions are normally represented by three sets of letters, which are R, W, and X. And in R, W, X, R stands for read permissions, which is the permission to view the content of a file or directory. W stands for write permissions, which is the permission to modify the content of a file or directory. And X stands for permission to execute, which is the permission to run a file as a program or enter inside a directory. Okay, so we have three categories of users. The first one is the owner of the file or the user, and the second one is the group, and the third one is others who are using your operating system. So each group of users, they have the permission to either read, write, or execute the file, or they have the permission to read, write, or execute the file. For instance, a permission string like this will indicate that the owner of the file, which is the first part, the first three parts, have the permission to read, write, or execute the file, while the second part and the third part stand for owners group and others. In this scenario, it indicating that they have permission to read and execute the file. Okay. So how do you check the permissions? We normally use a command called ls with long format of -l. I'm going to show you in a minute. And as I said, each group within your operating system have the capability to either read, write, or execute the file. Depends on the permissions given. So when you find the dash, it indicating that this is a file. If it is a directory we are talking, then this will be indicated by D in this area. So the first part, the three permissions, which are read, write, and execute, these are for the owner or the user of the file. And then the second part is for the owners group, who may have the permission to read, write, and execute the file. And the third part is the permission to read, write, and execute for other users. Okay, so let's jump into our terminal. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So remember, we wrote our first bash script in a directory called west. So let me list the files. Let's go inside west and let me list. Okay, we have the script we wrote in our previous video. Okay, so I'm going to clear. To show you what I'm talking about, let me write another script. I'm going to use Vim today as my text editor. You may use a text editor of your choice. So I'll type Vim, and then I'm going to type hello. Okay, .sh. Again, .sh extension signifies that this is a shell script. I'm gonna hit enter. Okay, so I will insert the first thing first. I'm going to write the shebang as my first line of code, bin bash, sorry. And then here I'm gonna echo hello world. All right, let me save my file. So if I ls, okay, we have hello.sh. So assuming we want to see the permission we have for these two files. Okay, so in order to see the permission, remember I told you we use ls with long format -l, which will print the long format of all the existing files in this directory. Let me hit enter. Okay. So first of all, we have hello.sh, our file, and then we have script.sh. And because these are files, you'll see there is dash over here. This dash signifies that these are simply files. Okay. And here we have permissions available for these files. Okay. All right. So as I told you, the first part of permissions are for the user or the owner of the file, and the second part are for the owner's group or the group, and the third part is for others who are using the operating system. Okay, so the first part indicating that the owners of the group can read and write, but they cannot execute the file. The dash indicating that they don't have the permission. Okay, so if I want to execute this file, let me try to execute hello.sh. Permission denied. What's going on here? Well, as you can see here, the owner has the permission to execute. Remember, X stands for execution, the permission to execute the file. Okay, but the owner doesn't have the permission. So how do you change the permission? Okay, remember we saw chmod. The chmod command will help us to change the permission of a file or directory. Okay, so if you come back here, if you want to give the owner the permission to execute such file, which is hello.sh, I'm going to simply type chmod. Okay, and then chmod, it takes two arguments. The first one is whom do you want to give the permission. Here we want to give the owner. Actually, we use u for user or the owner of the permission, and then I'm gonna add the permission to execute, which is X. Okay, and then the file name, which is hello.sh. Okay, when I hit enter, then ls-l to see the permissions. Okay, so you will see there is a change for the first part. So now the owner can either read, write, or execute the file. Okay, so if you want to know the owner of the file, he is the one who is written here, and then this is the group. Okay, so you may even type who am I, and then the terminal will tell you that you are who you are, meaning you are the user. Okay, so now the user here has the permission to either read, write, okay, meaning updating or do anything with the content of the file, and then has the permission to execute the file. So we can try to execute it right now. Hello.sh. When I hit enter, voila, it prints hello world as we wrote it. Okay, so we changed the permission from no permission to execute the file to permission to execute the file. You may even remove the permission. Okay, so how do you do that? You say chmod, then user whom you want to remove the permission, and then minus X, you're removing the permission to execute the file, and then hello world, hello.sh, excuse me. So when I hit enter, ls-l, you will see now the permission is gone. And when I try to execute the file, hello.sh, when I hit enter, permissions denied. Why? Because we have removed the permission. So how powerful it is. Let me clear the file. I'm going to list again so I can show you what's going on. So you will see the difference here. If you look at the hello.sh file and you compare it with the script.sh, you'll see these are two different files. The user here has the permission to read, write, and execute, but others have no permission to do anything with this script.sh. Okay, while in hello.sh, the user here has the permission, the owner of the file has the permission to read, write, but he doesn't have the permission to execute the file. While the group has the permission to read and write, but they cannot execute the file. And others have the permission to only read, so it's only read only to them. Okay, so this is how you use chmod to change the permission and give access or privilege to either user, group, or others to either change the file. So I can show you how to change for chmod. So remember, we used U for users. Now we can use group. Okay, and then we can give them the permission to execute the file, which is X. All right, and then the file name, which is hello.sh. Sorry, so it is chmod G plus X, and then hello.sh. When I hit enter, ls-l. Okay, now the permission for the owners group has changed. Now it has changed from this one and then to this one. Okay, you may even do that for others. Okay, so you can do that by saying chmod. Sorry, chmod. It's not users or G, now it's others, which is O plus the permission to execute the file. When I hit enter, ls-l, when you hit enter, you'll see that now they have the permission to execute, which was not there previously. So it was dash, which stands for no permissions. Okay, that's great. Another interesting aspect I want to share with you guys is the ability to use octal notation method in changing the permission for your file. Okay, so you may find there is something like this in one of the permission. Okay, so what does it mean? It means if you want to change the permissions, for instance, I can say chmod and then 700, then the file name, which is hello.sh. When I hit enter, ls-l, you will see that now the permission has been removed for others and only the permission remain to read, write, or execute for the owner of the file. What happened? I only wrote 700. What does it mean? So this is octal notation method of giving permission or changing permission for your files and directory. So normally when you find 4 indicating the read permission, and 2 will indicate the permission to write the file, and 1 is the ability to execute, and 0 or dash indicating no permission. Okay, so if I combine this all permission or all this privilege, so I will just simply add 4 to 1, which is equal to 7. So if I typed chmod 700, indicating that the first part, the user or the owner of the file has been given the permission to either read, write, and execute, because it is 4 to 1, which is 7, while others, while the group has no permission, which stands for dash dash dash, which signifies that there is no permission given to the owner's group. So they don't have any privilege to either read, write, or execute, while others have also 0 permission. They don't have any permission to read or write or execute the file. Okay, you may even do it this way, chmod, for instance, and then you say 740 and then hello.sh. When I hit enter, ls-l. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So now we gave the permission for the owner of the file to either read, write, or execute, which it is 4 to 1, which stands for 7, as you can see here. And then the group, which is the middle value, has only been given the permission to read, which is 4. Remember 4 is the permission to read. Okay, 2, 1 is the permission to write and execute the file. So the 4 here stands for the ability to read the file, but no permission to either write or execute the file, while others has been given no permission. So this is how you can manipulate the permissions in your Linux system, and this is one of the most important aspects, as I said, and I hope this tutorial was helpful in giving you the foundation, and I hope it was helpful and has given you a solid foundation to continue learning and explore the important aspect of Linux. If you have any question or comment, feel free to leave them below, and I'll see you on the next one, and thank you for watching.